And thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky on this fantastic Tuesday afternoon. How are we all?
Oh,
Doing
fabulous.
good.
It is a gorgeous day out.
It is
Another one,
because-
two in a row.
Two in a
Why
row.
is it good for us? What did we start out with this morning?
Chick-fil-A.
I'm sorry.
We're supposed to be on diets every day, and then we...
You had your card and you gave it back to me
I
because you
know.
wanted to not eat
Well,
the breakfast.
Eric, our meteorologist,
Yeah.
didn't do his weather just then because we had our live shot. But he was hungry. And they were in my office at about 7:30 this morning, and they said, "We're hungry." I went, "Here's my card, children. But by the way, I want some as well." Yeah.
So what did you end up getting?
Who knows?
No,
But
we
let's
did
just
get the
say,
egg white grill
I
that they
can't,
have.
okay.
I
We got the
can't
egg
put
white
it in my
grill.
jacket.
That's
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
That's new. Did you like it?
Well, I sort of missed my sauce.
You didn't dip the sauce
No,
in your...
I was trying to be
did.
good. Hey, we're going to move this right along because I thought this was something interesting coming in for summer, and this is, you know, new hairdos, people, from
Okay.
Australia. It is all about amethyst roots. The hair dye trends of 2017 have hardly been short on colour.
Okay.
Tell me what you think about this. And now this Australian salon is upping the ante with a new multicoloured style called confetti hair. Now this is the before shot. This is when it's wet. This is the latest look that people are doing in Australia, and it's now coming to the States. Let's bring up the third picture if we can see that there. Now this is a salon called Blondie's in Melbourne. Now basically what they're doing is they're making the hair look like it's got confetti colour throughout. What do we think?
I like
Katie,
it.
you
I
know
like
I think
it
you
too.
should be doing something with yours.
No, you told me I cannot get color
Do
in
you
my
like
hair.
that?
Yeah. Can
Like,
I
it's
get
a little
that?
bit-
Then I'll go.
Well, I think it's more of a summer colour. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah, it
and,
is.
and-
It is.
and
I
most
like it.
parents at home, when their kids are off school for the summer break, they will all be wanting to do some fun stuff with their hair. So I just thought this was a little bit of fun stuff.
do you have to
think
be
it's cute.
blonde to do this? Can brunettes do it?
Well, no,
What do you
probably
think?
not.
No?
Probably not. Yeah, I'm just
Well, that's
thinking
no
probably
fun.
not.
You
Yeah,
gotta
no,
come
it's
up with
boring.
something for the
But don't you think
brunettes,
it's pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think it's all ready for
Good for a
Pride.
music festival.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And thank you, Coachella. Not that that's just been though. It's not going to happen.
Whichever-
Australia's
whatever
always
you
a
have
little bit.
going on.
We're often a little bit behind the times.
Okay.
Coachella. It's happening in a few weeks, maybe. Hey, you also have something quick when we're talking about, you know, onesies for men.
Rompers. Do you
Yeah.
ever wear rompers, Lisa?
No.
I actually
put my
personally
kids
love
in it,
them.
though. Do you
Oh, you
really?
do?
I find it difficult to get them off if I have to go to the bathroom or anything like that. I mean, honestly.
Well, we know about the
You
romper,
mean get them off
but-
in a hurry?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going viral this morning, it's the romp him. The romper
him?
for men. So here's some pictures to show you.
Oh, that's
Apparently,
awful.
this is all the rage this summer. There was a Kickstarter campaign started by a group of men trying to sell these rompers. They look just like regular rompers. They've got those zippers.
I
Well,
think
you
that's
got-
sort of
it is-
sexy.
They say they have a zipper in the front for hashtag easy access.
I think it's awful.
So that answers the question of how you go to the bathroom, Lisa. But what do you think? Would you wear one of these, Troy?
Look, if I had a body of a Greek god, yes. And, you know, we have number two over here, number two cameraman. He saw me put a man girdle on Saturday night to do Dancing with the Stars. And so he's thinking, please don't put a man romper on.
Well, you could do it with the girdle. That would be
Yeah, because the girdle, the men's girdle that I had on, the full body girdle, it also had somewhere that you could do a number one at the front as well.
Oh.
So it is very similar to this. Look, to be honest with you, I think you have to have a body of a Greek god and be suntanned, and, you know, I think anyone over 140 pounds probably shouldn't be wearing it.
I'd love to see Eric in one.
Do you think we should?
We should order one.
But is
Yeah.
it up and running?
Yeah, you can order
How
them
many
now.
have they sold? You don't know.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I
It
think
keeps
it's good.
changing every time you
When
check.
you said
And now there's so
romper-
many different brands.
When you said romper, I thought you meant like a sleeping romper, like a onesie. That's what I thought you were talking about at first when you brought this story to us.
Isn't that a romper?
Yeah, and I thought it was.
Well, maybe
but
you
now-
could listen. A
But
few
this is
drinks
like
at the pool, you fall asleep anyway. It is what it is. Hey, now we often talk about, you know, sex, relationships, all those things on this show. So
You
today,
talk about those things, we blush.
I don't do.
We go,
I
oh my
was.
gosh.
Okay, so now we're going to be talking about, you know, is it okay to have some alone time in a relationship? Tell us what you found, my
Well,
friend.
yeah, well, you know, I mean, we all have those relationships, especially when you're new in a relationship where you just are obsessed with the person. You want to spend all your time with them. But then that starts, of course, to settle down and it becomes more sustainable as the long-term relationship goes on. So then you start feeling guilty if you take alone time. At least I do, and I know that a lot of other people based on this article do too. But this article says they gave us 5 reasons why it's a-okay to go ahead and have alone time. So here are the 5 reasons. You are not defined by your relationship.
Okay.
That's the first one. You might need time to recharge. And then the next one is you've got to catch up on your shows.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's
Number
just a given.
4 was love is about respect, not constant attention. And then you're not half a person, you're a whole person.
Okay, well, let me tell you, I like constant attention. We all know that.
Yeah, I do
and we're
too.
not
I
even
do
in a
too.
relationship, people.
I do too.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do you think, Katie? You're in a relationship.
I think it depends on how you communicate this need for alone time. If you're just canceling plans and not saying anything, but I think if you're open, like, hey, I just need to unwind. I gotta just watch Netflix and go to bed tonight. I think someone would be more
and sleep
understanding
in the spare bedroom.
than if you don't. Well, I guess if you live with someone.
Yeah.
But I just think if you explain, then any of those reasons are fine. I would be fine with that in a relationship because then I feel like I'm still getting the attention because you told me about it.
Right,
You could watch like
exactly.
1 hour of shows, but
Because I still like the attention too, even after 20 years of marriage. I still like the attention. So, but
Oh,
it,
we know.
But it's good though. It really is good, and it's healthy for the relationship to take time and do things alone and have your own little life. You know, the one that said that you're not half a person, I thought that was interesting because sometimes I do feel like that when Doug's not around. I feel like I do feel like kind of a half a person. Like I don't feel like
When he's not here.
Yes, when he's not here, or when he's not with me, especially right now with him being in Afghanistan. It's really hard, and I'm finding myself.
But it's also hard for you also because you have the 2 kids.
I do.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you said something which was very interesting the other day, and I meant to ask you about it, but I was going to wait till we had a relationship guidance counsellor in. Because you said that you were feeling more like a single mother now because Doug isn't here, but you're in contact with him daily.
We are,
Yeah.
but you're still, I mean, as the lone parent that's
Yeah.
at home with the kids, it really, I mean.
Do you think after him
that
being
absence
away
is
so
definitely-
long is enough alone time for you?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I'll be ready for him to get back.
He'll be watching Table Talk, as he did send me a message saying that he likes watching the conversations that we have on
He
the show.
does love it.
I want to talk to you very quickly about bailing on work, and you know how we all feel about this. This is a topic that you were discussing, Katie, and you know, how do you feel about where are we going with the conversation with it?
we want to talk about mental health days. So they say you need mental health days so that you're not burned out at work, things like that.
Which
so,
makes sense.
So not mental illness, of course, that qualifies as sickness. We're talking about just feeling burnt out emotionally and taking a day off for that. Our news director is walking out.
Number 2, off he trots.
He's done.
And this article is saying that it's important and it makes you a more productive employee because if you feel you need that day to reboot, you're going to come back in the next day. Or maybe something bad happened at work. You had a terrible day, maybe a fight with someone else. Taking that next day off to kind of regroup.
Well, see,
you
I
might
don't think you need to take the next day off. I think you should be, if you have a down-out conversation and you just can't calm down, I say go home for the rest of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've had an argument or it's just all been too much, I'm all cool with you going home, but taking a day off the next day.
But what if you have your sick days? I think where I stand on this is use it when you really need it. Don't milk it. Where
that's
like
a good-
I haven't used any sick days. I left a little bit early once for a root
You did?
canal. But
yeah.
I've never used any. So if I were to now use one, even if I wasn't vomiting, if I took mental health day, it means I need it.
Well, see,
where I
here's
think
the
people
thing.
who use them all the time, you lose credibility.
It's
Well,
true.
Katie, this is where I go with this is Mental Health Day classed as one of your sick days as a full-time employee, or is it something else that you have written into your contract?
No,
So
it's the
that's-
same thing.
It
It's
is the same thing.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you
And
could
I think
really use your sick days for whatever you want. If I call and
Right.
say that I'm sick, they're not asking what kind of sickness. I don't think you even legally can. You're just.
Oh, I would, back in Australia, I'd be like, oh, did you dial the phone? Yes. I said, so that's you talking on the phone? Yes, good, I'll send the car to pick you up. You can answer my cell on phone.
No, I would feel like that if
what I
it's
mean?
someone that's constantly doing it. But someone who's never done it, like
Yeah.
Lisa's never done that. If she couldn't come to work tomorrow, I'd believe her that she's sick. But I know you don't believe in days off like
And
that.
also, I don't believe mums ever take a day off. Like,
We really
seriously,
don't.
think
I mean,
about
it's
it.
hard to. I mean, I have to be down and out, sick,
Haven't you seen those?
bedridden.
Haven't you seen those day call ads?
Yeah,
You know, night call
exactly.
ads. No day off for a mum.
That's
so,
true.
And well, what do you think about? Like, you've been in other places where people have sick days.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say someone's just had enough for the day, and they say, "I'm done. I'm going home. It's a mental health day."
Well, you know, quite honestly, it depends if you work alone or if you're working with other people. If you're working with others and they kind of depend on you,
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of, even if you're having a bad day, just to say, oh, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. I'm having a bad day. I wouldn't do that. I would take the next day off. Then I would plan that ahead of time.
Okay, I
I wouldn't
got
want to
you.
bail on people.
All right.
But you know, that's
right.
my thoughts on it.
Okay,
I'd do it.
Got you. Here's something that I find interesting, and I think it's becoming more and more in regards to 2017 and what people are doing when it comes to getting married. And as we know, we've all been on destination weddings as of late. And more people, when they have their destination weddings, they're asking their friends to stay for their honeymoon as well. What do you think? Is it? Do
What
you
is this called, the
think
bro moon or something?
It's the buddy moon.
Buddy moon.
Buddy
Buddy
moon. Okay, so let's just say if we're getting married in New York. Okay?
You and I, okay.
Yeah, let's just say that. Would you like to have our friends stay with us in New York because we all live in America? Or is it okay if we're on a destination wedding to have everyone stay with you
Wow.
in the honeymoon period?
That's a lot of navigating different people to try to do things out. I mean, it depends. I mean, is
You mean
everybody going
if
to do
it's-
their own thing?
You mean if it's in America or if it's
Either
a destination?
place, either place. I mean, you know, like evening activities and things like that, is that going to be a joint
Well-
effort, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
I think it would do it. I think we talked about maybe an all-inclusive type thing. I
Yeah.
would love for friends and family to be there, especially if it's already destination,
Uh-huh.
but I wouldn't have anything planned. I'm not going to organize all their activities. If
Okay,
we just
yeah.
all happen to be there and we're meeting up this one night, that's fine. But
See,
I wouldn't
I
micromanage
think
the
that
time.
would be that would be acceptable. I think, because it would be so much work to try to put all of that together for everybody
Yeah.
every single night. I mean,
Yeah.
it would just be too much work for a new bride. And you know.
Well, it's funny because I went to my old co-anchor's wedding in Mexico at the beginning of this year, remember? And it was a destination wedding. And what I've never been one to be at a hotel that's all inclusive. So you pay one fee and it's alcohol and food and blah, blah, blah. But I will say what I loved about it is breakfast, lunch or dinner, we all got to see each other, but we didn't have to.
Yeah.
But what I loved is being the single person. You know, I didn't know anyone there. I don't speak Spanish. So I didn't want to eat alone all the time or go on touristy things alone. So I always knew that I could say to people when we were all meeting for dinner, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Or I don't
Right.
know.
I like it. I would do
have
the
to
buddy
tell
moon.
you, I think if I was ever to get married, it would be a crazy day if it happened, let me tell you people. I think I'd like to have a destination wedding and have everyone come with me.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have a lot of people. You know, I'd probably have 20 people maybe.
Yeah.
I'd,
okay, we
I'd,
totally
I'd
do it.
like them to come. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded exciting, people. Yes, no, not really.
I
Hey,
love to travel though, so
I-
I'm like, any excuse to just be on a trip with your family, your friends, like,
But you
it
know-
sounds like fun, but I understand wanting to be alone too.
And yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that. It's like, this is the honeymoon. I
Yeah.
mean, this is the time to be alone and to get to know your partner and I mean, or at least know them in a new relationship like this. So,
I tried to
don't
get
know.
invited on my brother's honeymoon, and he's getting married in June, and they're going on this 2-week cruise through Europe, and I tried to tag along, but
Yeah.
they didn't want
They
anyone
wouldn't have
else.
it?
Alrighty. Katie, do you want to tell everyone what's coming up after the break, my friend?
Yes, coming up after the break, we're sitting down with author Jean Shafiroff to talk about her new book that will help you become a philanthropist. Stay with us.